like and subscribe. What is something you want, but feel you'll never have? Could be anything from a family to a new car, etc. True genuine love. Look at the mirror and you'll see the love of your life. Sees. Everyone feels this way, until they have it. Unfortunately it just takes longer for some to find it. I assume you mean a romantic love. In case you aren't, I've known true genuine love from my dog, and I know anyone with a dog can concur. I feel the same. I am sure you'll find the right person someday. Came here to say this. Hugs to you. The ability to retire. To feel fully rested. This one is my concern. I hope to retire, and actually live my life. Dude, I'm scared I won't be able to retire. A guy at my work died during the weekend at the age of 69. He never retired. That's crazy to me. Dude. My mom is forced to be retired because she's disabled, and my dad is 67, and still works his offered a regular job, and has side gigs as well. Like, he's out probably 12 to 14 hours of the day. He says he can't retire until 70. They have both worked themselves to the bone. My aunts and uncles are all enjoying retired life, traveling, getting to see their grandkids, being able to relax. My parents are always stressed over money, and can't take vacations often, not to mention they don't get along at all, and are still married. That has to be toxic to their health. It's so incredibly depressing to me. I started my retirement fund when I was 30, I think. Early 30s. I wish I'd had the knowledge and resources to start sooner, but I didn't. I'm 39 now. My new-ish job of 5 years contributes to it, yay. Which my previous job of 9 years didn't, assholes. I just bumped my contribution up in the last couple months, because I'm so paranoid that I'll be working forever, and I'm a person that does not like working. I do it only because I have to make money to have a decent quality of life. And I live alone and have a lot of expenses on top of rent in a high-cost area, so despite making what probably looks like a good amount on paper, I'm not left with much extra to save or play with. The thought of working into old age because I can't afford to retire is absolutely horrifying. In the US, the norm is to spend your adult life and aged life working 40 hours a week, 49 to 50 weeks per year. That's only 3 weeks per year for resting and family, until you hope to retire, at which time many activities like travel and physical activities are challenging. A large majority of Americans won't be able to afford private health insurance and certainly won't have been paid enough to amass sufficient savings to have a comfortable retirement. But the CEOs will have their private space flights. Early retirement especially. I just want to be able to travel and see people who live far away, while I'm still young and healthy. I've accepted I want it. Child support till I'm 58. Yup. A loving relationship, where we are both treated like equals. Yeah, that is pretty difficult to get nowadays. I am sure you'll find the right one though. Agree with the others. I also think there is a reason to have hope. My exes all received more than gave. I always put them first above myself. But my BF gives as well as receives. The same amount as me. He is what I had always been looking for, someone to support me as I support him. I'm with you on that one. Yeah, I feel that. 1. A healthy loving relationship. 2. Enough money to always feel financially secure. While I still have hope for both these things someday, they still make me feel anxious when I think about them. Same. I want to go on vacation where it is warm without going barn crypto vertical bar. Yay, this sums it up. Maybe add my cats to live for, as long as I do healthily. Same. Growing up in poverty is rough and sometimes these goals really feel unachievable, but I know that, if we stay determined we can get there. I feel very fortunate to have that. But also just want to say it as possible don't know despair. I had a toxic relationship I could not escape from, and grew up rather poor. I would not have thought this was ever possible for me too. My toxic mom somehow taught me that abuse equals love, and I brought that into my romantic relationships growing up. Enough money to buy a house, live comfortably, and go on holiday abroad twice a year, while also only working part-time. I'm not talking stupid money, like 40-50k a year. But for 16 to 20 hours a week. So pretty unlikely, haha. This is how we should all be living. I asked for a part-time position at work for my own sanity, but my manager, after 2 months, finally decided that was not going to happen for me. So I quit. The most annoying part is this is absolutely possible already, but it still isn't going to happen, because of unchecked capitalism. If you enjoy working with computers, you could achieve that in it. I know a guy who reduced his working to 2 days a week. I currently work 35h/week and make more than the amount that you wrote. But it is not for everybody. https://www. Use the haystack. io/blog/83 of developers suffer from burnout. Haystack analytics study finds just an option. Look, it sounds crazy, but get a job serving at fancy restaurant in a ski town. Get some minor sommelier training. You make thousands of dollars a week during the season. Get to live on the resort for a fraction of the paycheck. Can put a down payment on a house. And during the off season you get months to travel. Maybe it's full time, but only for 4 months a year. I am looking at buying a house. I go on holiday twice a year. One camping and the other in some cheapest chips Airbnb. It is amazing and fun. I have been able to work from home for a year and that is continuing, so I can multitask own life with work life without any commute. It is possible, just depends how you look at it. A life without PTSD symptoms. Would you mind sharing your story? Same. I was stalked and assaulted twice by the same people. I can't even remember what my life was like before it happened. I look back on smiling photos and videos of my old life and I honestly cannot recognize the girl in them. I genuinely don't remember what I worried about or thought about. Things are better, and I'm happier now. Great relationship and career, but it's a constant battle of avoiding triggers, managing paranoia, and trying to move on. Can't even go house hunting, or buy a car without thinking about a million different ways someone could with it, break into it or track me. Same. This. Literally just got off the phone with my psych about fixing my meds, because the nightmares are ramping up. I read The Body Keeps the Score and it is a great book normalizing the suffering after trauma and helpful tips to cope. Stay strong. Behind this all the way. Healthy relationship with food. Edit. The amount of upvotes, it makes me sad there are so many of us. Agreed. Personally, just knowing most of us women have been targeted with the mere fact that being fat is a social death sentence helps. Being in my 30s helps too. Having the dream body, that ain't ever happening, because it's built to be unattainable. The damage I've done to my body with dieting, binging, starving myself, taking laxatives and diuretics. I had to stop. My entire digestive system is I have hereditary issues there too, but I definitely made it much worse. Anyway, eat the food you want when you want. Do you best to recognize the emotions tied to *WHY* you're eating what/when/why, and if you want to change it, then do it. Food isn't our enemy, patriarchal capitalism is. To anyone reading this, please know that this sucks and you're not alone. You're not broken or damaged or wrong. Your body is banging, so be nice to it. I feel you there. If anyone has tips, please share. Bad eating habits are hard to break, and easy to fall back into. I was the same. I found a doc who rooked me as Ozempic and Contrav, and overnight I had the relationship food I've always dreamed of. On track to be down 50 pounds in 5 MOs. DM me if you wanna know more, but it changed my life. Physical health and mental health in ways I can't even measure. Someone in recovery pointed this out to me, that issues with food the worst is you cannot just cut it out. Sorry dude/dudette. A horse. My life would have to change so much for it to be feasible. I don't think it will ever happen. I love how everyone is trying to be deep, but you are just like a horse lol. They are absolutely wonderful, but they take so much work. If you ever get the opportunity, you absolutely won't regret getting a horse. They are beautiful and gentle animals. I am getting a horse this week, after it being my life dream. Don't give up. I am so excited. Same. I rode as a kid, and I wish I had the money and time to do it as an adult. Not sure your situation, but is it possible to volunteer or work at a local farm with horses? It's not the same as having one of your own, I'm sure, but then you'd be able to spend time with them and at least get some of that satisfied. You might try finding a stables near you and getting an arrangement where you clean the stables and do other work in exchange for being able to exercise the horses. It would be a way to have some interaction without having to support a horse. My dream job. I work in an office. The pay is great and everything, but boring as hell. Not really stimulating for me. I want to write or make content online, but I know it would never be true. Are the hours bad? If you have the free time you could manage, even though at a slow pace. We can totally switch jobs if you like. Boring sounds amazing. I was there 3 years ago. I used to have the most boring office job, good pay but boring. One day I decided to change that. I asked for part-time at the office, and started a small business of making dresses for quinceañeras and weddings, and by 6 months I was doing so well, that I was able to quit my office job. Everything was going well until the pandemic. Now I'm almost starting from scratch, but I'm happy. So don't give up, it is possible. There's always a way. Why would it never be true? I get that. For a while, I struggled with knowing what to pursue as a career. I hadn't thought about it much until I got into high school and people continued to ask me what I wanted to be when I grew up, and I'd have no response. Earlier this year I finally realized that I wanted to be an engineer. It's going to take a lot of practice, time and money, but I think I can do it. I just don't want to make the wrong decision and end up unstable and without a job in the future. My mother always told me to find a job/profession that I love and do that, so that's what I'm trying to do. It's just weird, because I don't really care about the money. I just want to be happy with what I chose to do, and was a really important decision. Feeling good about visiting the doctor's office. I just can't justify the expense, copay/prescriptions/specialists, when we already put so much into insurance. I won't go, unless the problem is so severe I can't function. By then it may be too late. Hopefully with all the money we save not going to the doctor's office we'll be able to afford the funeral. Let me guess, USA? Bloody hell, it should not be like this. It doesn't have to be. I feel so sorry that you feel this way. I can't imagine living in one of the richest nations on earth and not having health care. Boggles my mind. Dude, same. I ended up canceling my colonoscopy because I couldn't justify paying $2K to find out why I lost 20 pounds due to GI issues. I pay thousands every year for health insurance I don't use, and if I had a real emergency it'd probably bankrupt us anyway. At this point, I'm of the opinion that, if I ever get diagnosed with a horrific illness I'll just let it kill me, rather than financially ruin my family. I am sorry to hear that. I hope your situation get better, so you don't have to push yourself so much. Not just the expenses, but how can you trust if the doctor is prescribing you medicine or that scan for just money, or because you actually need it? Why does an MRI cost $6K? Might be different now. Yep. Someone I love dearly was hospitalized for anorexia and moved to inpatient care once she was stabilized. Even with insurance the out-of-pocket costs are sky high, so she might only be there for a few days, not even close to enough time to get her and her parents on board with treatment. Why is it okay to kick out someone who almost died? It is evil. There is a documentary on an eating disorder treatment center. One of the main patients died after the filming was over because she could not afford to pay for inpatient treatment anymore. Horrific state of our country. I can literally go on a tangent about this. I don't have much financially. I used to live in what some might call a third world country, but medical care was so much more affordable. A visit to a certified psychiatrist was the equivalent of $20 $30 USD. The psychiatrist does not have a limit to the amount of people he/she will see. Going to the hospital before it officially opened, in line for a ticket, then using that ticket to stand in another line once the hospital officially opened so that I can pay for an appointment with said psychiatrist. I'd take that ticket, wait in the lobby. I'd get seen. I'd take my prescription down to the pharmacy. I'd have had an appointment, typical tests run, and my meds all in one day. It was purely walk-in at that hospital. All of this was guaranteed within the span of one day. No appointment booked at least 1 month in advance needed. I had been doing purely walk-in for 5 years. With all the prescription meds Thea had given me, I had very rarely encountered bad side effects. Going to the ER was also somewhere around $20 to $30 a visit. Was seen in 3 hours at the most. They gave me what I needed, and also some meds, that would fix the problem should it happen again. I would not have to make a trip to the ER again. The meds were not obscenely expensive. I still have them today, and Thea have really helped me. After I left that country, going to the ER without insurance is a flat rate of $800 to $900. If it is an immediate emergency within business hours, I go to urgent care. If they cannot treat me, then I go to the ER. I see a sliding scale clinic nurse practitioner. I pay $35 a visit. I'd later find the following out. She had given me around 4 different prescription medications that objectively should not have been given to someone with my issues. Thea made me worse than when I first started seeing her. Thankfully, the current meds have been good. But it is just 1 out of 2 meds that have been. No bad side effects, no allergic reaction, and no interaction with another drug she has prescribed, because I asked to just be put on one this time. It helps with one of my issues and it is not hurting me, so that is a win. All of this stuff with her has happened in the span of a year maximum. I do not think she has malicious intent. I think she is just inexperienced and lacking certain necessary knowledge. By no means am I saying everyone in her profession is like this. I am SRY though. I am quite bitter towards her because the consequences of her prescriptions are still affecting me today. The social life shown on Instagram by people in their early 20s. Whatever I do, I won't be able to have that kind of evening even once in my life. Edit. Sorry for not saying earlier, but I'm not on any social media RN except for Redditis. I do install Insta once every week for some half an hour and that's it. My brother's girlfriend is one of those people who constantly posts on Instagram about her social life, the vacations she takes, etc. She's $250k in debt for a master's degree she doesn't use, lives with her parents, and talks about her friends she claims are her besties in her posts. I wouldn't worry too much about attaining what people post on Instagram. So much of it is as filtered and false as their pictures. But I feel you. Sometimes I'm envious too. As someone who has been friends with content creators, it is also so fake. I would watch them spend an hour getting the perfect shot / video / whatever, then Thea just sit on their phone the rest of the time at whatever event / party we were at. And that is fine. You do not need that. I deleted my Instagram months ago, and I have seen an improvement in my mental health. Have you thought of deleting social media? Instagram is a total joke, people only post the good. It is so fake. Just a small example, super cute photos of a couple of friends at Burning Man. The post made it look amazing, and they had a great time. In reality, they were fighting, and the chick was crying the whole festival. Total drama. So whoa vertical bar, but of course we only see the cute AF photos. I deleted Instagram and FB about 3 years ago. I feel a lot better about myself. Just curious, would you mind explaining what you're seeing / wanting to have the experience of? I use Instagram too, but mostly only follow nature / animal related content, so I'm curious. I feel this kind of a lot. When I was young I too won a career with a lot of responsibility, and then when I was finally 21, I started dating someone who was 26, and he didn't like going out to clubs and parties and stuff, so I decided I didn't like it either. I'm still with that person, but I can't help but wonder if I missed out on that youthful experience, especially now that I'm almost 27. Basically I look at my friends' old posts / my younger friends' current posts, and I'm wondering if I did it all wrong. A mom. Sending you love. /r/mom for a minute. 3. Same. Sending hugs. Same. I know people that are so close to their moms and have a great and loving relationship. I'm so happy for them, but also really sad. Same. 100% joints pain free. Life without periods, but otherwise healthy. Mind free of anxiety and lurking depression. That sounds like it sucks. Well, I hope you get better in the future. Very same. Hoping for a hysterectomy this year due to endometriosis. I feel for you. Had fibromyalgia since my 40s and arthritis since my mid-50s. Fibro? Talk to a rheumatologist about the joints. Pain is not normal, and look into getting an IUD. No more periods. An affordable home of our own. My husband will not commit to buying one, which would require an out-of-state move. He simply sees the mortgage as less expensive than rent, whereas I'm taking piles of factors and goals into account. This entire thing makes me want to rip out my hair in frustration. Owning a home also comes with other factors. If you're in the USA, you have to pay for all your own repairs, HOA, property tax, replacing plumbing, water heater, air conditioning repairs all come out of your own pocket. Not to mention, you have to sign for at least 30 years, and if you donate escrow, your down payment can be anywhere from $10,000 to $30,000, depending on the price of the house. There's lawn care, tree care, and basic house maintenance. I know this situation sucks. I just wanted to offer some insight. I would be mindful of purchasing a property with a partner that is apprehensive about it. Although it seems cost effective now, it could cost a lot in the end if someone jumps ship. Yeah, I can imagine that sucks. Yeah, I'll get there one day though. Executive function. Could you explain this a bit more? PFFFFT. Overrated. A break from the work grind. Yes. I want to take 3 months off as a sabbatical, but it will likely be impossible. Best I can wish for is to retire earlier than age 62. A cat or dog? At least not before I retire. My apartment is small, I'm gone most of the day for work, and when I get home, I leave again for workout, or shopping or meeting friends. I'd love to have either pet, but it wouldn't be fair to the animal, so I'll wait until it fits into my life better. Cats are great as lone animals. I have had cats my whole life and they are amazing. It is okay if your apartment is small, your kitty will still love it. I would urge you to get a cat, you'll feel less lonely. Well done on realizing that it's not the right time. Cats can be great indoor, lone pets, but without company and activities they can destructive, or at the least very lonely. I have had them all my life, but I would not keep one if it would be alone for most of the time. It's very cruel to do that to any animal really. I'm sure your time will come, and in the meantime maybe some fish? They don't really require the interaction that mammals do. I just wanted to repost my comment here, because you're right that it wouldn't be fair to get a pet if you aren't home enough, including cats. I always heard that cats are fine by themselves. Then I got a kitten, and treated her like I would a dog, by giving her lots of attention, walking her on a leash, and playing with her. She loves attention, being petted and cuddled, follows me around everywhere, and wants to play daily. I realized cats are only loners, because people don't give them enough attention and neglect them, and they don't bother trying to get their humans' attention anymore. It's ed up. Cats need attention, and love just like dogs do. Well, I wish you good luck in getting a pet eventually. 25-year cat companion here. Cats being loners is a myth, and the problem with it is that many people innocently assume they can get a cat and leave it alone with no enrichment day after day. Every cat is different, yes, but they are enormously complex creatures that need to be socialized properly like every other companion animal. In the foster and rescue community we always recommend adopting cats in pairs, or making sure the cat has another animal companion at home. This is because cats, like most other living creatures, require stimulation from their environment, and from interaction with other living beings. Cats express anxiety, boredom, and depression from lack of socialization/enrichment in many ways, such as inappropriate urination. Sadly, some of those behaviors are the reason why so many of them end up in shelters, which is really the fault of owners for not tending properly to their animals' own needs. Some cats spend a large part of the day alone by choice, but that is not a baseline for all cats. It is even worthy of further investigation, because short of feral cats, there may be an unhealthy reason a cat is hiding out all day. If you do get a solo cat, it is extremely important to interact with the cat regularly each day, not just affection-wise, but with specific playtime. Cats are hunters. They need to explore. They play throughout their entire lives, and are also extremely curious. If these needs cannot be met by having a second companion animal at the house, a human must actively provide them. Even feral cats are not loners. They have their own complex social structures. They just do not socialize in a conventional way with humans. OMG same. I would love to have both. But I'm sure renting, and simply cannot and will not allow them to live in such a confined area. So I have fish, and guinea pigs instead lol. A proper understanding of who I am, and how good I am. My identity is all over the place. I never have one set of skills, interests, priorities, etc. They are constantly changing. And I'm always being told by people that I'm a bad person, but I'm never given any real examples of me being one, and the people who told me I'm a bad person used to say I was a good one, so I never really know if I'm good or not. And I don't think I ever will have the ability to know these things. I was you, I'm older now. You are the sum of all the skills and identities. You can fit in everywhere, and yet you fit in nowhere. You are like the most amazing Swiss Army knife with the ability to see and feel everyone, yet you struggle to be seen by others. See your